Hello and welcome to my studio. My name is Caro. I am a Peruvian visual artist from Peru, based in Woodstock in the Hudson Valley. And last week I finished a painting about the pollinator animals in the one I've been working for a year. And I will be sharing more about that on next week's video. But on this video, I want to share with you how, before jumping onto another one of those very big projects, those big paintings that take me forever, I wanted to take a little break and just explore some other mediums of creativity. So today's video is a little ode to creativity, but not in the way that I usually do. No watercolors, no microscopic plant observation and fungi observation, just stuff that I've been wanting to try out for a little while. And I also wanted to say thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and I hope you enjoy it. Honestly, I love it when I haven't found a new art project I want to work on, but then there's a feeling inside of me that wants to explore something very specific. Even though I don't know what the next steps of these will be, nor what I will be creating in the end, I love following that first intuitive feeling, that playful curiosity without knowing where it's going to lead me. This past week, I felt very curious to start doing my own pressed flowers, and I had no real agenda on what I would be doing with them. I just wanted to slow down, collect some flowers, dissect some of them, and press them. Right now, our home is surrounded by flowers, and it was the perfect time to collect and press some of them.
Have 10 sheets of paper, and we're going to work to coat 10 of them in. Now we're going to mix into our nice flat dish, just like a cooking show. Even coating, and you want to do this relatively quickly.
While I am in between watercolor painting projects, I've decided to explore new techniques like flower pressing and cyanotype, and this brings me to say thank you to today's video sponsor, who is Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of creative classes in countless categories, from filmmaking, illustration, watercolors, to productivity, entrepreneurship, social media, and so much more. I've been wanting to explore new creative outlets, and with classes and learning paths on Skillshare, it has been so easy to learn. I love that their approach to teaching is all about learning by doing. I've been taking classes like Intro to Cyanotypes by Sarah Rafferty and DIY Pressed Flowers by Pressed Studio. And in case you are looking to explore new classes in tons of categories, Skillshare and I are partnering up to offer the first 500 people that use the first link on this video's description 1 month free of their online platform. Thank you once again, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. So these are photosensitive, and they've been mixing for around 10 hours. And now they should be ready. I'm following the instructions from Skillshare. I should be coating all of these, and let them dry through the night. The only way I've done cyanotypes in the past was 10 years ago when I studied photography. We had a dark room and everything was super specialized for this type of work. This time around, I've had so much fun trying to do this DIY at my art studio. Definitely a different approach to the same technique. There's just something so beautiful about making art with nature herself. I am used to grinding rocks and dirt and slowly turning them into watercolors. I am used to photographing nature, looking under the microscope, and then painting it in order to tell the cosmologies of the plants and fungi I'm working with. But it is a very different sensation to be working with the sun's ways of creating light and shadow, working with plants themselves as stamps and photosensitive ink to play with all these tools. I am someone who will always be exploring new art techniques, new mediums, new ways to connect with nature, and new non-spoken languages. When I finish a big project, I don't want to be a couch potato and watch Netflix all day, probably only for half a day. But before getting into another painting project, I fill my well by trying out something new, spending time outdoors with a friend, reading in bed, and always learning a new skill. I believe that when we do things for the sake of exploring, then the real magic starts happening. Yesterday, I did my first tryout with the cyanotypes. I'm honestly very happy with how they turned out because when I saw the paper in the morning, I realized it wasn't yellow like the video tutorial that I was watching, but in the contrary, it was a little blue. And I thought I would just toss those and make new paper, but then I decided to give it a try, and I'm so happy I did because actually the results came out great. I know it's not like 100% perfect. Look at all these little strains, but I'm not trying to do like perfect cyanotypes, just some experimentations, and these small brown ones are my favorite of them all. They turned out so beautiful, and it's just been so fun to work with a different medium. And today I will keep going. I want to try some new stuff. I'm going to the farmer's market, hopefully finding some mushrooms and then trying some mushroom cyanotypes, and I'm just excited to see where this goes. And the sun is out finally. It's been super gloomy all day, so I have a little chance to do some cyanotypes before it starts raining in a couple hours once again. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was a little inspiring. Thank you once again, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. Remember that we are offering you a 1-month free trial from their learning platform. You can use the first link on this video's description. And in case that you like what you see here, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. I'm also around on Instagram, on Patreon, and some other media streams. And if you want to support my channel just by giving this video a like or pressing the share button, even though you might not share it with anyone, that helps to boost it up so other people can find what I'm doing. And also leaving a comment is also so sweet for that, but also to hear what are your thoughts on this video. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next week sharing about finishing my pollinator painting. Bye.